My connection to Rockford dates back to actually my brother. When my brother was here for 3 years before I was, and then he left to go to law school on a 3-3 program back then, 3 years of undergrad and 3 years of law school. And when he was a high school senior, at that point, Rockford admissions had a policy of sending an unsolicited letter to every National Merit Scholarship finalist. And he wound up getting a very nice scholarship to come here. And so when I was a senior, this was one of the schools I applied to, and pretty much got almost a free ride for 4 years. And from the first day, I really knew that this was the place I should be. And I spent 4 pretty good years, other than the cold and snow, but I was pretty used to that coming from New Jersey. I came from a family of modest income, and this gave me the opportunity to go away for 4 years to a good school. And so I've always felt an affinity for Rockford and always felt an obligation to give back. And I've tried to do that along the way. I was on the board for a few years, and I've tried to use some of my treasure to help out every year. And it's been a dual a relationship. I've gotten much more than I've given. Well, it was important to me because my family could not afford to go to Rockford if we were paying, the full fare. Like I said, we came from a family of modest means, and it gave me the opportunity to go away to school 4 years. I mean, you learn a lot of things when you're away. I always recommend to people that if they're going to send their children to school, it should be away, because it's a living experience, not just a learning experience. I mean, you have your work to do, you have your schoolwork, but you're on campus, you have camaraderie with a lot of friends. If you want clean underwear tomorrow, you have to learn to wash today. So, it becomes a living experience. And so that's what it was for me. It was a living experience. And I've always appreciated that. And I've always felt that the scholarship level at Rockford was exemplary. And it brought a lot of students here who, we had a very diverse student body back then, from a number of countries around the world, all over the United States. I still have friends in, foreign countries that I correspond with. And I think it just made me a much more well-rounded person than I see a lot of people today who don't have that experience. Well, I think anybody who's had a similar experience to mine should appreciate what they were given. Not that they didn't earn it. I mean, we still had to do the work, and we still had to, live up to society's morals or whatever. But they were given an opportunity that was far and away above a lot of opportunity for other people in my generation. And I just think that should continue. And the only way it can continue is if somebody supports that level of philanthropy to Rockford University. I've gotten much more from Rockford College back then and university now than I could ever really repay. I mean, I've had a reasonably successful career. My liberal arts education was, I think, the foundation for a lot of things that I've done. And if you're out there and you are a Rockford University alum, you should be writing a check every year.